Hey guys, I'm April from Giggle Glitter Graphics, and this is my flip through of my Spring Witch journal. If you prefer a no talking version of this flip through, you can find a link to that down below. Otherwise, this is the long-winded version, so we're going to jump right into it. This journal measures 6 inches wide and 9 inches tall. I made the cover using some felt fabric on a piece of cardstock. I used a doily and some gold paint to get a sprayed texture on the pink fabric. It was a little bit too pink for me, so I really like how that turned out. The tie is a whole slew of ribbons. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off and show it to you. I started off with this gold fabric and kind of fringe cut it, and I needed something else, so I just kind of dug through and pulled out a ton of different ribbon and mixed those together. Got a couple of charms hanging here. Got a sun and moon. Kind of see those. So for the cover of this, I hooked an envelope over the top to turn into this little flippy flap, and I used a magnet to make sure that it wasn't flopping all over the place. So this does flip up. I have a little note paper in here, and I really like how that turned out. And then I have a couple layers here. This is one of the pockets from the Spring Witch kit, and there are links to all of these kits down below. I used a pocket from that kit and filled it up with little herb fussy cuts from my herbalist set. I wanted kind of an apothecary drawer research kind of theme here on the cover. Added a journaling card just for some more note space. And I had layered, this is fabric back behind the apothecary drawer. I like the layers on this. I'm really happy with how the front came out. I had never sewn before, so doing all the stitching on this was new for me, but it wasn't so bad. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Flipping to the inside, there's one signature on the inside of this journal. It started with 8 pages. One of those pages did end up being the inside cover, and then the rest I kind of built off of, and you'll see those as we go through. On the inside cover, I've got this cute frog, some more apothecary shelves, and this is hiding the other magnet that holds that little cover envelope on. I just put it behind the shelves and put the fussy cut over it. And I have a little bit of stitching right along. This is some of the leftover felt from the piece that I sewed onto the cover, and I just ran a little sewing up it and used it to fill the gap between the inside panel and the edge of the cardstock. All right, so there's some dyed paper here, some more stitching, a lot of little details today. It's pink and green stitching. Long note sheet, this flips up. You can actually write on both sides of that. And this is a dyed paper. It's a little bit of like a pink coppery color. I was trying my hand at some handwriting this time. My writing is not the most attractive, but I was like, let's go ahead. Let's just get some writing in here. So you'll see a little bit of writing scattered throughout the journal. I used washi tape to insert an extra page in here. Let's see, there's a couple of flips. So I'm gonna start with, there's some tags and a belly band on this side. Show you those tags. And these have fabric and vintage ephemera, some of the cutouts from the kit, kind of layered up on a glitter cardstock. Here I just did a little circle punch, some washi tape and a button to create a fastener, and then a belly band from the kit. There is some more stitching around the edge here. Flip that open. So this panel is put in with washi tape. This is a piece of notebook paper, and I just trimmed that to size. Let's see if I can hold this up. We've got some more stitching and fabric along this edge. And then inside, I have one of my Elements cards. This was a tag kit that I created, and I glued one of these down to the inside panel. It's full of all kinds of little goodies. There's one for each element, and I have those scattered throughout the entire journal. I'll go ahead and pull out these pieces real quick so you can see them. I've got this bonfire, citrine crystal, an altar with candles, and a phoenix. And tie. This is some baker's twine. It's a purple and white baker's twine. I have a whole collection of colors on that, and I love it so much. So some of these pages might look familiar. There is a whole video series where I work on some of these pages in the book, and you can also find that playlist down below. I made a couple of flips here where I used bands from the kit as kind of a surprise element, and then there's journaling cards on both sides, just like that. So you got kind of a flip-flop action. These are a couple of the larger cards from the kit. I went ahead and used fabrics and trims to kind of finish those off. And then this is a piece of paper. This actually tucks down. I don't really have... There we go, grab this little postcard. This is a bit of a tuck right here. It's a small one, but it's there. I can see tucking something in there later. Lots of journaling space. I used a pen to kind of make a dotted line here. Washi tape, since this was an insert and not sewn in with the other pages. So there's some washi tape here to kind of hold that all in. Here we have a nice journaling page. I grabbed a little paper ephemera, and this wraps all the way around, and layered a tab on top of it. I kind of doodled on this tab. I thought it was fun to kind of do a couple of the elements, symbols, and some stars. I got a little silly with that one, but I like how it looks. I did the same thing on the other side. And this is where it's wrapped right around that piece of ephemera onto the other side. A little bit of washi tape. And then I've stuffed these pockets with some more cards from the kit. And I've got my air tag back here. They all have backs on them. This one I just tucked in, some journaling space there. And it's loaded up with goodies too. There's a bird and stamps and the definition of air. I have an old dictionary that I pulled these from. It's actually my father's dictionary when he was a kid, and he got that out for me and let me have it. It's a little rough, but you will definitely see bits and pieces of that popping out in my kits. Double pocket here. This one is from the kit. This was an index card. It was a blue and white index card, and I trimmed that down. I liked how that looked, contrasting with the patterned pocket. Onto this side, I used a fussy cut to make a tab. There's little gold foil here, and inside of that I popped this little tiny envelope. This is one of my mandala envelopes. I don't have anything in this one yet, but I love this little surprise. It's just tucked right back in there. Tab on the top. I'll flip this open. I went crazy on this one. So this is a flap that I attached with washi tape onto one of the sewn in pages. And then this is a piece of handmade paper that I attached in on top of that. So there's quite a bit going on here. Got a journaling card tucked in right here. And then the mandala cards. Not sure I'm saying that right. You can correct me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong. A whole bunch of layers of washi tape and fussy cuts here, ink, sewing. I went kind of collage crazy on these panels. One of the pockets from the kit, and then I tucked in a little herbal fussy cut and one of the tags from the kit. And I've attached a paper clip to the back of this piece so that I could clip in this big fussy cut. That way, this space was still open for writing or drawing or anything else that might strike my mood. I just couldn't see gluing on top of that. I wanted to have that space available for later. This is a double belly band. I used a series of cutouts. This is one of the fussy cuts, again, from the Herbalist kit. And I layered that over some dyed paper to make a double belly band. Got a little seed envelope and a little card I collaged. There's some stitching in here, some gold foil, washi tape. I like how that one came out. On the back belly band, I've got one of the papers from the kit, and I've just cut it in half so that I had the journaling space on one side and this pretty butterfly on the other. And it just slides right back there. This is kind of an Art Deco washi tape I used to attach. I think it's Art Deco, Art Nouveau? Art Nouveau, that's it. So there's a couple of ladies tucked away into the crease there. This is one of my favorite. There's lots of flips and flops in this book, and this is one of my favorite areas. Here, I just let the pages be. I really like the graphics of the crystal ball and this natural looking witch with all her flowers and leaves and everything. It just said spring, and I just let it go. There was a paper clip kind of tucked over from the other side of this page, so I put some of this paper that I practiced stitching on, just folded that up right over top just to kind of hide it, and maybe I'll add a little surprise in there at a later date, but for now, I thought that was really cute. Here I've got, this is one, it's another journaling page. I folded it in half and glued it and punched it and turned it into a card. Got some washi tape and a tab, and it comes out nice and stiff. This was copy paper, but since I glued it to itself with the glue stick, it's got quite a thickness to it, which is pretty nice. And I love how it pops against this textured paper below it. And this is the other side of that paper clip where I've attached the moon tag to the paper clip. Just hold that in. This is a cat. I fussy cut this out of one of the pages as well. I love my cats. A little bit of a cat fanatic, so you'll see them pop up a lot in my kits. So I just put it over top of some dyed paper. There's a little stitching on the edge of this. Turn it into a pocket, and I added a little bit of fabric as a tab at the top. Let's see if I can. So there's some knitting fabric and a little check fabric. Here's the other side. There's a little pocket here with this mountain ephemera piece. And here I've layered one of the larger cards with the owl on it. I love this owl, with a mandala envelope to create a decorative envelope. It also adds some thickness to it. I like how it feels. And then I got a little collage crazy on this one with some washi tape and some old paper ephemera, a little more writing. There's another one of those mandala cards on the back. Tucks right in there. This was a piece of dyed paper, and there were some really pretty greens and things that came out on that. Some stitching up the side. This page has got some potion bottles. I just added a little bit of fabric to the corner just to add a little texture, but other than that, I left it be. But over here, I've got quite a bit going on here. Filled these pockets up with bookmarks and note paper. Some more of those herbalist fussy cuts. Another card that I made by gluing the journaling pages together, so a nice thick card. And then this is one of the pockets from the kit, and this is some glitter cardstock down here. And then I've tucked this little envelope right back here. I love how it kind of peeks out, but it's like a secret envelope. So again, nothing in there right now, but I'm looking forward to adding something later. And this is a belly band here. It just kind of goes all the way through. Let's tuck more things in there. Hold that up so you can see some of it. Added some check fabric as a tab on this side. We've got more pockets, cute bird, lots of journaling space in this book. I really wanted to have a lot of places to write notes and things like that. Tiny little envelope here. kind of hidden down inside. This is one of the bookmarks from the kit. I used it as a belly band, added a little ribbon, some stitching. The whole center, this is the center of the journal. This is a piece of dyed paper that I put a long way and then folded the end up so that there would be pockets on the inside. And then I stitched all the way around it with my sewing machine. We've got, again, more journaling space where I've cut one of those pages in half. So I have the decorative bit on the outside, writing space on the inside. My water card, my water tag from the Elements kit. So we've got our journaling card in the back. Lots of great ephemera pieces in this one. This bowl, the moon and the waterfall. This is a tutorial kit, so there is a video tutorial with assembly instructions that it's on my YouTube channel here, and there's a PDF that comes with the kit with a clickable link that takes you to the video, and you could sit and craft along and make these tags. Here's the back. It's pretty watercolor. I love these because they let me kind of fill my journal up, because I like a follow along project. I enjoy making them, and it's satisfying to finish them up and then just tuck them into your journal. Did a little more writing here, some washi tape. And then here, this is another one of the large journaling cards, but this one I attached to some notebook paper, so it just accordions up and out. You can write on both sides. And then it just tucks right back down inside, right like that. This is an envelope. I glued it in sideways as a pocket, so I've got a bookmark back here, this waterfall, watercolor on it. More journaling space on the back, lots and lots of lines, areas. A little bit of nightshade tucked inside. It's one of the mandala envelopes. And then I did a little flip. It's a little Alice in Wonderland text I thought was cute. I made a big strip out of it and made a flip out of that just for a little, make an interactive area. A little bit of velvet blue trim on this side. More writing space, and now we've made it to the Earth card. Let me hold this up. I really like how the pocket came out on this. There's kind of a mix of, there's the text from the kit, a little washi tape, one of the extra pieces from the kit. I put it over some dyed paper, drew some stitching in with a pen. I've been doing a lot more of that. And then this is a double pocket. So this is a pocket here, and then there's a pocket back here. It's a triple pocket because there's a pocket back here as well. Here we've got our Earth tag. I found a page on geology in my ephemera collection, so I put that back there. I thought that went well with the Earth theme. A little more washi tape and a tab just to kind of add some more interest to the page. And then I've got my Earth tag kind of tucked in here. And all the cute pieces that are in there. Nice big definition. Candles and flowers. Having a little trouble getting that back in there today. Got some crystals. And our lovely lady with her plant. And then a stamp with all the trees on it. Got some more potion bottles. It's the other half of that dyed paper. I love how the blue came out on this. Pink stitching on the side. And this is fabric. I sewed a bunch of fabric to a piece of paper and I cut up pieces of it to use throughout the journal. So this is a pocket here, right like that. Ooh, doily action going on. There's a little seed envelope right here. Nothing in there yet. There's a journaling card tucked into this one. Cut one of the kit pockets down to make this narrow pocket, and then this tag actually is a tuck so that something can be added in there later. Got bonfire bookmark. Another piece of that washi tape with the Art Nouveau ladies on it. A little more writing here. This is a big envelope, and I did a new talking video where I worked on this page, and again, that link is down below for the video series of me working on this journal. I have a journaling card tucked in here, some fabric layered on there. And there's a piece of transparency film, just clear plastic, sewn onto the top of the fabric, which is then attached to the envelope. So there's a pocket in the back, and then there's a clear pocket in the front. And I like how that came out. I think I'm gonna do some more of that. I can't quite get the little tin out. It's way down in there, so it's just gonna live in there for now. So. And the other side of this is the top part of the envelope. I folded it over the top of the page. There's a card here. A little fussy cut pocket. And then this is held on with a ribbon, but then it also tucks down into the pocket. And then you have the envelope itself to add things to here. And this here is also a pocket. You can use this space as well to add more things in. Now we're getting to one of my favorite areas again, all these little flips and flops and things like that. So this pulls out. I taped this whole panel in. This was one of the journaling pages. I just gave it a couple of creases, taped it in. So I've got my pretty spring cauldron there. And then flipping it this way, I had feathers. I printed the feather pattern on the back. There's a piece of the dyed paper here for note taking. It can be used as a belly band with a pretty feather texture. And then flip this way, and I fussy cut out this lady and turned her into a pocket. So there's a tab in there. Let me fold this out all the way so you can see. And again, this is taped in. So this was just a journal page. I'll show you both sides of this. So this is just plain. I added a little fussy cut and a tab, but it was really simple, but I like the wow factor of that popping out. And then if you open it out this way, I made 3 distinct panels on this one, on that side. And I was really happy with how that came out. Some more apothecary drawers and washi tape and cards and fussy cuts and vintage paper, all that good stuff. Another piece of writing paper. There we go. I added a little tab to this one. I wanted a little fabric and texture. Again, more. It's one of the apothecary shop cutouts from the herbalist kit. I added a piece of ephemera paper up here, some kind of order form or something like that. And a couple little notebook pieces of notebook paper here to make a mini waterfall. One of the tags under there, some tape. And I didn't want to do too much this page. I think this is beautiful, so I just left it be. I did add some apothecary jars there because I couldn't stop myself, but I left the rest of it be. A little fabric and washi tape at the top of that. And here we're flip crazy again. So we've got panel, 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 and then one more panel. A little fussy cut under there. It's a pocket from the kit. One of the journaling cards. Really like that one. I think they printed so pretty. Love all the colors. This is some notebook paper. A little bit of trim on it. I did stencil the back sides of these. You can, it's really light, but it kind of finished off those white areas. There's one of the tags tucked in. I don't know if she's dreaming of a rabbit or it's her spirit animal, but it made me smile, so that's where I ended up tucking that tag. Flip, flip. Some stitching and stamps on this panel. and the year and month that I worked on this. I thought maybe I'd start adding that in so that when I go back through them, I can be like, oh, that's when I made it. One more card. I added some of this crazy netting to the top. She looked like she'd be a crazy netting kind of lady. Fit her personality. She's a little bit of a hectic witch. And one more journaling page. Turned that one into a belly band so that, or a pocket, so that I could tuck that card in there. And then the back, there's a tuck here at the top. And I've got a couple of writing pages for my thoughts. And there's the inside cover. All those pretty flowers. And here we are right at the back. You can really see that painted texture. I just put the doily right on top and then spritz the whole thing with kind of a gold paint. It's not really metallic, but it gave it a tea-stained look, and I'm really happy with that, how that came out. I'll give you kind of a side view here. It got a little alligator mouthy, but I'm okay with that. There's the top. Kind of show you all the goodies popping out. Well, thank you for watching my little walkthrough, flip through video of my Spring Witch journal. Again, all of the links for the kits I used in this journal are linked down below. There's also a link to the full playlist of all the videos I made while I was working on this journal. So check that out too if you're interested in that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.